My name is Jessica Donaldson, and I'm going to talk to you about ADHD in a classroom setting for 3 reasons. Firstly, to quote the Australian ADHD Professionals Association, ADHD is the most common mental health condition in children. Secondly, regardless of their disability, everyone has a right to enrol in, participate, and access a curriculum on the same basis as the general community. And lastly, we as education providers have a legal responsibility to provide such access and make reasonable adjustments where required to facilitate equity in our classrooms and schools. The full formal name for ADHD is Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder, and it is a neurodevelopmental disorder. The DSM clarifies the characteristics as inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. In the classroom, inattention is Sally, who's staring off into space in group time, individual work time, and even when you're having a one-on-one conversation with her. Sally also makes some careless mistakes in her schoolwork, and you're often having to remind her of what the task is. Hyperactivity is Harry, who cannot sit still in his spot. He is constantly fidgeting with his fingers or something else and getting out of his seat to move around and he is full of energy. Impulsivity is Jake, who always seems to be hurting someone but says sorry because he truly doesn't mean it. And he always seems to be pushing in the line and calling out the answer before you've even finished. Children can present with one characteristic alone or be combined, so they are hyperactive and inattentive, often leading to motor, social, or language delays and cognitive functioning problems. These are not symptoms of ADHD, but they do co-occur with them. Children with ADHD often present with behavioural issues that require specific attention. So how can we support students with ADHD in the classroom? So firstly and most importantly, we should get to know our students and what they need so that we can positively guide them through their day. Transitions can be hard for students with ADHD, and often allowing them an object or something as a constant can help with those transitions. Really think about where you're sitting them and who you're sitting them with. For those who are inattentive, the last thing you want is for them to be easily distracted by people or noises or something else. Grab their attention before you start talking to them. If you don't have their attention, they're not listening to you, and you'll find yourself repeating things more and frustration arises. Be very clear with your instructions. Often presenting the entire task is overwhelming for students with ADHD. To reduce anxieties, frustration, inattention, and that constant need to move around, break the task up into smaller, more manageable sizes for the student. You need to keep in mind that students with ADHD very well may want to sit down and participate like everyone else, but just can't manage to control that need to move around or fidget. Allow some time for your students to move around and take a break to release that energy so that they can regain focus again. An evidence-based strategy that has been proven to have a positive effect on students with ADHD, and one that we will look into a little further, is creating a daily routine and putting that on display and using visual representations to show the students the plan for the day. So this is the in the classroom.
The evidence-based strategies to assist with students with ADHD is a visual timetable. So I'll demonstrate how they are used in the classroom. We start with what's on for today. I always have a title so that they know exactly what this is that we're going through. I homeworks for the day, placing them in the order that they're to go in for the day, and you go through that with the students. And then they stay there for the entire day so that they can refer back to that if they're ever feeling confused about what's happening or what they're supposed to be doing or where they're going next. So they can come up and they can have a look and they'll always be there for them. The evidence-based.
So this strategy that we are using in the classroom, how does that benefit all students? So for those with ADHD, it does promote independent learning and fostering those problem-solving skills. So that's also good for other students in the classroom. It is proven to reduce anxiety and emphasize their self-confidence. So they're all able to help other students in the classroom as well. So sharing with parents and carers. We have to keep in mind that parents and carers are an important part of the puzzle. It's important to establish expectations and preferred communication channels nice and early, and involve the parents and their children in the planning for any adjustments that you are making for the student within the classroom. You can bring them in to have a discussion, email, particularly just to them. That's not something that we are sharing with everybody. It does strictly an email to the parents, a phone call, or provide a video of the, sometimes parents can't come in, they don't have that time. Providing a video like the one that we've just watched to them can be quite helpful. And then take on board that feedback and suggestions that the parents have, because they might have something that is working at home and that you can implement in the classroom. So just to go over again, helping those students in the classroom, one of those important things is that visual guide to assist them. And there are many places that you can go to have a look and grab some guides to helping with students in the classroom.